Yeah. I take a cold hard look at the world now. Hold my hand out, got a plan now. I'ma help be the change cause I can now. Here I stand now, take my hand now. No pain, no gain, no shame. Work hard, play hard, okay. I think I get it now, don't wanna let them down. I'ma take the ground and speak my mind out loud. Here I go, proud of my notes. Teach them what I wrote, teach them all the hope. Keep them on the road to the dream. All I need is a team, build your own self-esteem. You can do anything, prove everything. Say what you mean and believe in your dream. Find that thing that you love, that you really wanna be. And don't give up till you've given absolutely everything. Yeah. Give me a chance now to prove that you're something. In your own head, all these thoughts you're confronting. We've all been there when you feel like you're nothing. Shut that shit down, crush those thoughts and just trust me. What's in your head now? Sometimes think you're better off dead now. Fuck that, yeah, you heard what I said now. Don't cop out, make a plan instead now. You got this one life here and now, to feel the sun on your skin and to see the clouds. There's nothing out there quite like living. Saying the simple things, watch a kid and you'll get it. It's no heaven, but a damn close second. Can always find someone who has it much better, but can also find someone that has it much worse. Is the cup that full? Do you have that curse? Turn it all around, put your mind in reverse. When everything hurts, go listen to these words. Your life on this earth has so much worth. You just have to find the right state of mind that works. Yeah. Give me a chance now to prove that you're something. In your own head, all these thoughts you're confronting. We've all been there when you feel like you're nothing. Shut that shit down, crush those thoughts and just trust me. Don't let me down, just trust me. Don't let me down, just trust me.
Hey everybody. So this week started off interesting. You know where we'll go. You know what we're going to be talking about. Now, I'm going to do things a little differently this week. Partly because I was very lazy this with show prep, and well, that's actually mostly what happened. Was I normally have very nice detailed notes, and I didn't feel like making lots of notes today. So, anyways, hey, if this is your first time here, my name is Adam. Welcome, glad you're here. If you're a long-time subscriber, also good to have you here. But if you are new, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because as you're going to see, you don't want to miss any of our amazing content that we're pumping out here every week. Now, the format, like I said, is also going to be a little different this week. So let us start with the regular silly, goofy stuff that we do, and we shall go from there. This first story queued up. People in Peru decided to start off their new year by being cured and cleansed by a guinea pig. No, I'm serious. See? Guinea pig. Let's people are weird, man. Magical guinea pigs to clean you guys up. Oh my god. And that is just some of the nice, easy, lighthearted stuff we're going to cover. Oh boy, here's a good one. Florida man not President Trump, who is now Florida man. Florida man woken up by man who broke into house and began sucking his toes. Yes, hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. See, these Iraqis are even mad about these guys' toes being sucked on. A Florida man claims to have been woken up on Christmas Eve by a home intruder sucking on his toes, according to a police report. The unnamed 20-year-old man in Bradenton, Florida, told police he was soundly asleep when the sensation of a man sucking his toes snapped him out of his slumber, according to documents obtained by the Smoking Gun. Police responding to reports of a burglary were the first to be told details of this bizarre incident. The man apparently did not appreciate the fact that his toes were being suckled, if you will, by another man. And he responded by, well, punching him. And the victim proceeded to punch the suspect in the mouth and force him out of the bedroom and outside into the yard. While he was forcing him out, the suspect told the victim that he had a firearm and attempted to fondle the victim's genital region. A gun was never seen during the altercation. Apparently unfazed by the assailant's gun threat, the man continued to successfully fight off his attacker, punching him across the face for approximately 30 seconds. After finally wearing down the toe sucker, the man was able to return inside his home and call the police. However, the intruder was unwilling to give up his attack at that point. The man says the intruder ran back towards his house and punched out the glass in his front window. He then jumped on top of the man's car and stomped on the windshield until it broke before escaping the scene on foot. The victim, his hand was injured as he was defending himself. The person who did this was approximately 5'11", black male between the ages of 20 and 25 with a shaved head. In addition to the sexual assault, he is said to have caused over $1,000 in physical damage to the man's home and property. DNA evidence was collected, but they're still looking for the assailant, hoping to find him and charge him with felony burglary, assault and battery, and criminal mischief. I guess they're not going to even touch the sexual assault. 2020 gets better. Dad outraged to learn that hotel was hosting an orgy right under his nose. A man in Sacramento, or a man going through Sacramento, stayed at a hotel where, unbeknownst to him, a 1,000-person orgy was going to be taking place. The hotel failed to try to inform this customer who was showing up with his family this incident was taking place. He's not happy. So there's lots of crazies in the hot tub. And there was a multi-bed play area, sex swings, and other sex-related activities taking place. Good Lord. I mean, hey, you want to start 2020 however you want, go for it. But I think maybe the hotel should have potentially disclosed this matter to a man traveling with his family. Oh man, 2020. You know, the first day started off easy enough of it. Oh, of course we get an ad. Because you need an ad for the International Space Station. Here you go. Oh. And watch right here. Oh, right there. There. Watch right here. Here. Oh, yeah. I don't think the Pope was very pleased, but you wouldn't think the Pope is a violent man. But I guess he is. He was not too happy about that Chinese Christian woman who really knows about some persecution trying to grab his hand. I get it. You know, he's old. Probably didn't really appreciate being tugged on. Probably hurt. Damn, bro. Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I don't I can't judge him on this one. I mean, you're an old man getting yanked on by this woman. Should she have done it? No. Should he have slapped her hand? Maybe not, but I don't think it's a big deal that everyone made it out to be. You know, it's not like he droned an Iranian general in Iraq. Now, I want to hit some gun news real quick. Like I said, I'm doing the format a little bit different because I want to cover these gun stories because there's some pretty freaking cool ones. And then there's so many stories, I don't know how many we'll be able to get through, that we will just address, the elephant in the room as best we can. I lied. I got this one story that you might find interesting before we move on. So, mystery is FBI finds JP Morgan executive running Al-Qaeda's websites and money laundering, but let him walk away free. Well, this one's a little out of order, but let's go with it. The jaded history of the FBI and its alleged hot pursuit of Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda has reached a new low, according to shocking details and insider testimony in the deep state book Pain, How We Dismantled the FBI in Our Pajamas. A disturbing excerpt from the book reveals Mullinger, the FBI team leader on the Al-Qaeda undercover task force, had brought the bin Laden's operative on a silver platter to her FBI overlords, and they punted. She stresses the FBI and the U.S. intelligence apparatus could have had all Al-Qaeda's emails. That's a massive difference compared to merely a small sampling of emails, and the difference between the intel gleaned from such emails could literally save lives and help put a severe dent in Al-Qaeda's global terror network and radical mayhem, and potentially pinpoint many mainstream players linked to bin Laden who were hiding in plain sight in normal traditional careers, according to revelations in the new deep state book Pain, How We Dismantled Them. It goes on. The guy was doing their online stuff, money laundering, and running their web presence, actually worked at JP Morgan in London. She wouldn't identify the subject, but said he was a key IT worker for the bank who was fired after the financial conglomerate learned of his alleged connection to Al-Qaeda. Stunningly, however, the FBI didn't pursue him, and neither did the British intelligence arms MI5 or MI6, who were tasked with investigating terrorism and wearing cool suits, hooking up with supermodels, and getting cool equipment from Q. Never did anything with him. Ha. Ha ha. Now, let's talk about some guns real quick. And then we'll get back on track. Like I said, sorry, I was feeling a little lazy this week. A little lazy. But I had a couple big assignments due for grad school, so deal with it. Colt brings back legendary .357 Python revolver for 2020. Oh, yes, please. It is finished in stainless steel with a choice of a 4.25 or 6-inch barrel. This is awesome. I'm pretty excited about this. This was first popularized in the 1950s by gun experts like Jeff Cooper and Ian V. Hogg, and recently introduced into mainstream consciousness video games, The Walking Dead. Let's be honest. Rick Grimes' Python is why most people know about the Python outside of Colt collectors now, which is fine. Hey, I would love to have this firearm. So the Python is back. Building on Colt's legendary snake gun legacy, the legendary double action revolver returns in stainless steel, 4.25 or 6-inch barrel lengths. The 2020 Python features modern stainless steel alloys and a redesigned rear sight. 30% more steel beneath the rear adjustable target sight gives you a stronger revolver and more robust shooting experience. A recessed target crown, user interchangeable front sight, and walnut grip with the iconic Colt medallion make this gun a firearm you will want to shoot and show off. The Python is chambered in .357 Magnum, and it also accommodates .38 Special. The price is the MSRP is $1,499. So I think we could probably expect this to be more of a, I'm going to say about 1,200 probably once it gets out into, once it gets up and out there. Now, let us talk about let's talk about Marines, but we're not going to talk about, for the reason you'd think we would yet, Marines given green light to carry weapons on base for first time. Marines and civilian personnel in Marine Corps' law enforcement roles will be able to carry their personal concealed weapons while on base. The head of Marine Corps policy announced on Tuesday, Lieutenant General George Smith sent a memo to the entire force telling them that military police, criminal investigators, and Marine Corps' law enforcement program police officers will be allowed to carry concealed weapons off duty. Approximately 3,200 individuals will be eligible to carry their personal firearms under the new policy, Marine Corps spokesman Captain Joseph Butterfield told the Washington Examiner. This is a good start, but certainly goes a far cry from how this could be. But it is a start, and we will take it because military bases are basically they're victim disarmament zones, which is ironic considering that they are not allowed to have guns on a military base, and we've seen those be attacked recently, such as down in Pensacola. We could go all the way back in recent history, back to Fort Hood, etc., etc. Biden attacked Texas governor for signing law letting churchgoers carry guns, calling it totally irrational. Totally irrational. And he says this in the wake of a man, well, this guy right here. This guy. So this hero, who does not call himself a hero, stopped a gun-wielding maniac from causing further mayhem inside a Texas church. And this firearms instructor, Jack Wilson, just felt like he was vanquishing evil. What happened? Asshole comes in with a shotgun, hell-bent on killing some parishioners. This guy pulls his gun, pops the guy, puts him down. Problem solved. It was took him 6 seconds. There was also other people, parishioners, who pulled their guns but did not shoot, which is actually funny because USA Today tweeted about this and said, "This is exactly the type of guy we want to have guns." But at least 6 other parishioners pulled their guns, and that's terrifying. Wait. So let me get this straight. So you had 6 other people pull their firearms and show great restraint in this what would be a terrifying situation, especially for people who've never seen been in that sort of situation before, where guns are flying on or bullets are flying on a 2-way range. This man solves the problem. The other people pulled their firearms, were able to assess the situation, and saw that they were not needed. So what that actually showed was not something terrifying. It showed that gun owners, as usual, have great restraint and basically have their head on a swivel and know what's going on. Good job. Now we have to talk about feels and feelings. Liz Warren, concealed carry doesn't make any of us feel safer. Does she read the news? Of course she says this in the wake of this Texas man saving who knows how many lives in their church. Doesn't make us feel safer. Well, see, here's the thing about concealed carry. It doesn't have to make you feel safer. It statistically makes you safer. No one cares about your feels. Statistics kind of are on the side of the gun owner. Is what it is, man. Sorry, don't care about your feelings when we have people dropping and preventing mass shootings and have example after example after example. You think this Texas shooter was something that never happens, something happened in a bubble, or just a unique situation? Well, that is a bold-faced lie. That is fiction. But hey, she's not paying any attention whatsoever to the situation at hand. This is being on your pedestal in your ivory tower, not paying attention to what is actually happening in the United States. Sparks fly at assault weapons ban hearing on Capitol Hill. Ex-cop vows she would not comply. And here is where we are at. Gun owners have finally come to the point where they're saying, no, we don't give a damn about what laws you pass anymore. In fact, it might be hazard to your health. It might be hazardous to your health to try to pass more laws. A former police officer made a bold proclamation during a congressional hearing Wednesday regarding a proposed assault weapons ban. She would not comply. Deanna Miller, who served in the Tulsa Police Department for 22 years and is the founder of a gun advocacy group, the DC Project, was among the witnesses at the House Judiciary Committee hearing. The session on an otherwise contentious issue flew largely under the radar amid the Trump-Ukraine controversy, how far we've come in a few days, and Democrats' impeachment push. But reflecting the gun control divide in the country amid a spate of deadly mass shootings that prompted renewed calls for strict laws, Mueller said that such a ban would force lawful gunners to either give up their arms or become criminals. Well, I would tell you right now that I do disagree with this because, yes, you give up your arms or they can say you're a criminal, but you're not because these are unalienable rights. The Second Amendment recognizes your natural rights. And any law that tries to say that you cannot have a firearm, any law that infringes on your rights, you actually have a duty to not follow those laws. You are not a criminal. The government is, in this case, the criminal. She goes on to say, please don't legislate 150 million like me into being criminals. It has happened. You've already done it. Referring to bump stocks. She says, I was a bump stock owner. I had to make a decision. Do I become a felon or do I comply? Should the government pass an assault weapons ban? She said, I will not comply. We could go on, but this story that I'm going to go to is better. Communist China, private ownership of guns in the U.S. is a serious problem and must change. Look at that. You have Communist China and the Communist Democratic Party lockstep in agreement. Communist China, which currently has millions of people locked away in concentration camps, said in state-controlled media this week that the Second Amendment is a serious problem, that there needs to be change in how the American public views private ownership of guns. The Global Times, which is a Chinese state-run media operation, published the op-ed after a good guy with a gun in Texas stopped a shooting in a church. China mocked the United States, saying that shootings are shocking in a U.S. allegedly governed by law. Well, China, I tell you what, you could shut the fuck up. You sitting over there with, you don't think we've noticed how you have millions of Muslims in concentration camps? Oh yeah, we haven't noticed that. We haven't noticed that you've been trying to crush the freedom of the people in Hong Kong who could benefit from having a Second Amendment? You need just to stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. Gun control standoff heats up in Virginia as sanctuaries grow, big votes loom. A battle over gun control in Virginia with national implications is heating up as the legislature prepares to vote on sweeping new restrictions and localities band together to defy them in growing numbers. Virginians turned out to debate the measures and other issues at public budget hearings on Thursday, less than a week before the General Assembly's first legislative session of 2020. Both the Virginia Citizens Defense League and Gunners of America specifically warned about Democratic governors, blackface, Ralph Northam, you know him as Blackface Klansman. His budget proposal, which directs $250,000 for the Department of Corrections to incarcerate people as the result of new restrictions. Another measure included over 4,018 authorized persons, part of an apparent team that Second Amendment groups warned could be used as to enforce an assault weapons ban. So they are going to have $4 million and 18 people to try to disarm Americans. I wonder what they do as those 18 get ventilated. What are they going to do? They're just going to keep replacing them? I don't think this is a good idea. This is not going to work how you think it will. So, wow, let's see what else we got here. All right, I think there was a few, there may be a gun story I missed. That one might have been it too, but I think perhaps we can move on. See all these stories I'm going through? This is how many stories we could cover. And that is just one section. Let's go to Twitter, where I send myself stuff. Because yes, as I said, a little bit different today because, well, I didn't know how far we would be able to get. So I sent myself a lot of messages. Let's come up here. All right, let's keep it in this week. Yes. Oh, there's a lot here. No, we'll skip that. Oh, hey, breastfeeding is not natural. Apparently some dumb woman said on Fox News. Oh, Bernie Sanders says, if I can't win an election, my idea is that I should get the hell out of politics. Yes, you should, you old commie. Breaking. U.S. Marines arrived in Baghdad Embassy. Yes, so actually, why don't we go ahead and just get right into it. So, New Year's Eve in Iraq. Imagine that. Some Iranian-backed militants start attacking an embassy. Unlike in Benghazi, where Battalion Landing Team 1-2 Alpha Company, among the other companies of the unit, Bravo Company, were stood down from going in because they were so far away. They were actually, we would have had to have a refuel on our helicopters, but otherwise we were ready. They prevented that from happening. Also, actually, I'll give you guys a bit of a teaser. If this works, I've been talking to several Marines that I served with, and they are supposed to be doing video recordings of some questions that I provide them. Send them to me, and I will make a mini documentary explaining their stories and include mine again into this. We will see how that comes. I am waiting on my friends to get off their butts and provide their testimonial, and we will go from there. Here's a fun one.
She turned to Anderson and said, he's not going to ask me who has the biggest bleep of anyone I've ever been with, right?
No, it was... She turns to me out of the blue and goes, he's not going to ask me who has the biggest cock in Hollywood, is he? Okay, that's what she asked.
And just said.
Happy New Year! Well, apparently we gave Mark Dice just a free advertisement right there. Hey, look at this. Hey, Seamus, good to see you, man. All right, so now let's talk about... Oh, Michael Bloomberg. Let's give him his opportunity.
Had their own gun and killed the person who murdered two other people. But it's the job of law enforcement to have guns and to decide when to shoot. You just do not want the average citizen carrying a gun in a crowded segregation, had their own gun and...
Yes, we don't want the average person just having a gun because they'll do things like stop shootings in churches. Okay, so... here's a fun one.
Plan, ban most private health insurance by the end of your first term.
It would transition everyone to Medicare for all. We'll provide health care coverage to everyone. No cost increase to middle-class families. And think what that'll mean. The average family last year spent out of pocket about $12,000 on health insurance. Premiums, co-pays, and deductibles, and uncovered expenses. They don't have to do that. It's like a $12,000 tax cut for millions of people across this country. That's money that they can spend in their local economy. That's money that people can use to save up to buy a home. That means people are free to leave.
This isn't how this works. This isn't how any of this works.
Work for a small business. This is real change that will affect families where they live, and it's within our reach.
I had to stop that one. I'm sorry, but the woman is just not understanding how economics works. Okay. So, well, we got through the Twitter stuff. Let me go to what I have in my email. So this is kind of interesting because the news cycle has shifted so fast with Iran. It changed so fast. So I have so many stories here talking about, here's a story from the 30th of December saying Tulsi Gabbard says impeachment helps Trump win in 2020, and said the House will lose seats. The Democrats will lose seats. Now, I also have a Zogby poll that shows Trump beating all Democratic candidates, and that was on the 31st. So, does that change with what is going on with Iran? Because technically right now, we're not at war, but we could be at war. Trump says he doesn't want a war, but we might end up in one, regardless of what we want. We could talk about Bernie Sanders raising $34.5 million in the fourth quarter of the Democratic primary, doing good. Goldman Sachs, economy nearly recession-proof. That means you're headed into a recession. If so, what is that? Dumb. Oh, hey, and also we have the headline, Feds add $56.72 billion into markets of QE that they don't call QE, but the market's doing so well. We can skip that. Marvel to get first transgender superhero. Nobody cares. Let's see. Oh, unredacted Ukraine documents reveal extent of Pentagon's legal concerns. That's old news. We got Iran now. Okay. Marker calendar next week the Fed's liquidity drain begins, so they're going to try to get some of that capital that they've been pumping into the market out. So, yes, we flood the market and then try to get everything out, get rid of that. If you can't tell, I'm trying to slow down the flow of talking about Iraq, Iran until I get just to those stories. Beauty on the ballot. Candidates' attractiveness plays a role in voter decisions. Really? Trump's hair? Didn't seem to matter. Here's a good one. We'll hit this one before we really do the deep dive. Trump lashes out at the Squad. They hate Jewish people. Let's watch this, huh?
Congress. But these people hate Israel. They hate Jewish people. I won't name them. I won't bring up the name of Omar, Talib, AOC. I won't bring that name up. Won't bring it up. I will not bring it up. But where did these people come from? 10 years ago, if you think back, there was a great love, and today it's the opposite.
I think that's a pretty awesome slam, by the way. Okay, let's get back here. All right. So, let's see. What's it? Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So on the 30th of December, Iran warns U.S. its Middle East dominance is over after naval drills with Russia and China. So there you have them talking some trash. Patrick Buchanan says, will war derail Trump's election? Possibly. We will see. Biden says Obama administration had solved the Iran issue and put it on the back burner. Yeah, they had really solved it. They gave them pallets of cash, and they were taking that money and then funding and training terrorist groups. Now, U.S. killing of Salami, right? That's how you say his name, Salami. They love being called pork products. Leaves Trump totally unpredictable. Trump has always been, I don't think, very predictable. Thousands chant death to America at funeral of top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. Yes, we're just going to call him Salami from now on. Here's a funny one. Times of London names Iran general to list of 2020 rising stars day before assassination. I think that's pretty funny. We're going to skip the story about the Catholic priest caught on video snorting cocaine. Suffice it to say, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Let's get rid of that. So, alright, let's just go ahead and get fully into this Iran situation. I got a lot more stories that I'll look at for reference here, but we don't necessarily need them. So, first off, I love how we have this attack on the embassy, which is kind of acted as the catalyst. Okay, so Iranian-backed terrorist Hezbollah attacked the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. And then, of course, the New York Times calls them mourners. That's almost as bad as calling the head of ISIS an austere scholar. Kim Jong-un announces an end to moratorium on nuclear weapons tests. Oh, that's a fun one for a different day. U.S. soldier gets to have a beard now. Cool. Okay. So, yes. So, Iranian general killed at the Baghdad airport. Now, which is also kind of funny because you can just think of this guy. He's, going to a Cinnabon, getting his snacks, just waiting in the airport, probably watching CNN because you have to make everyone's life in the airports terrible by showing CNN. And then all of a sudden a drone just takes him out and blows him to bits. He was identified by the ring on his finger, which was ginormous and tacky, but hey, he's dead now. Then the day after the embassy, we have a terrorist knife man wearing fake explosive vest in Paris, getting properly ventilated. Iran and Iraq. You have people there. Here's the problem. Who's controlling the narrative here? We have people saying that this was a revered general, they loved him, even though this guy was a tyrant who even slaughtered his own people. So apparently we have headlines saying Iranians and Iraqis celebrate. You have others saying they're mourning. Kind of hard to tell. Now, World War III trends after Donald Trump airstrike kills Iran general. That's another headline right now. This isn't World War III. This is a regional little pissant who's pissed off Yamamoto's sleeping giant, if you will. We've been attacked multiple times, just even in Trump's presidency, by Iran. And then he finally said, I'm done. Done. And we're just going to murk this guy. And we did. Now, Iran's Ayatollah, Trump, tried to taunt Trump before we took out Homeboy. And he said we couldn't do anything. Well, we did. We don't have Obama in office anymore. When you act like dickheads, we're not going to give you pallets of money. We're just going to screw you up now. You're going to die. Sorry, not sorry. Ilhan Omar, liberals accuse Trump of killing this Iranian general as a distraction. Look, if anything, just to cover this, that's silly. Because right now, impeached or not, it just didn't matter. The dude was getting reelected. This actually could shift the tides against him, and we will see. if you actually have half a brain, you are not going to see how war could help Trump. You'd see how that would only hurt him. And Trump says, hey, I'm not trying to start a war. I'm actually trying to prevent one from happening. Now we have other headlines. Finance Yahoo. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Oh, Bloomberg. Where have I heard that name before? It's almost like someone's running for president named Bloomberg, and that they have a whole news organization to make propaganda for them. Isn't that great? Trump rattles Mideast U.S. politics risky Iran strike. Yes, I'd say it was risky. I would, but at the same time, there's a lot going on here. Oil prices surge after we take out homeboy. Israel braces for Iranian retaliation. So that's actually been part of the problem, is that Iran's now saying, well, you took out our boy, you better stop or we're going to hit more targets. Which Trump came back and said, well, you said you want to hit like 35 of ours, well, we'll hit 52 of yours just because that's a good number for how many Americans you held hostage back in the 70s. And I think that Iran would do well just to shut up before they piss off Israel. See, here's the thing. Iran would like to have nukes. Israel has anywhere from 90 to 300. So non-nuclear power talking trash to two nuclear powers, one that is the mightiest military the world has ever seen. Let's see how that works out for you. So, let's see. Westerners should leave Dubai and surrounding region immediately after U.S. killing of Iran general, Professor warns. Probably a good idea. You don't need to have a PhD to say that you probably shouldn't be in the Middle East. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's learn a little bit more about this Iranian general. Terrorist general with the blood of thousands on his hands, Qassem Soleimani, that's just his name now, masterminded the killings of hundreds of U.S. troops and IED attacks, helped Assad slaughter his people in Syria, was an ally of Hezbollah, and more powerful than Iran's president. So getting him was like, swish, nothing but net. All right, bad dude died, who cares? All right. Thank you. Good headline there. Oh, here's a fun one. Iran has Hezbollah sleeper cells in the U.S. ready to strike. So now you have cities, ramping up their security, like New York. Oh, let's see. What are some other good ones? Yep, we already know that Trump killed him. Trump taunts Iran, saying slain generals should have been killed years ago, and mocks country for never winning a war. Oh, snap. So, I mean, we're back-to-back World War champs over here, guys. Come on now. Sure, we haven't won a war since, but maybe if we have someone who doesn't care about endless nation building, we could win a war. Ozark makes a good point. Studies show conclusively that rogue militias are much less functional with their generals are disintegrated. Yes, very true. Oh, of course. Why is it not working? Well, I tried to go to our chat and, well, it's not working right now. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Yay. Now you can all see the chat. I think I'll just leave this up for now, all things considered, because I'm just going through headlines and kind of trying to just catch up. There's just so much going on that I really couldn't prepare. And also, I needed a nap. Naps are sweet. I was out for like 3 hours. It was great. So, yes, U.S. takes war footing against Iran. All Iran's Iraqi celebrate. Pelosi says strike that killed Iranian general done without congressional approval. So I don't know if you noticed, Sweet Cheeks, but one of his titles is Commander-in-Chief. He doesn't have to tell you a damn thing. She's also mad that he told Russia before he told them, but here's the thing. As people are trying to go, oh, see, he just sides with Russia. Look, you kind of need to tell regional powers when you're about to do something potentially disruptive. You don't need to tell Congress because, well, they have proven over and over that, well, they're just going to side with anyone who's not Trump. They would probably actually call the guy personally and tell him and maybe even make a human shield of their followers to keep him safe. House opposes Trump's war threat, repeals Bush war on terror authorization. Cool. Oh, I don't think I have it in here, but Bernie tried to start a bill that would block funding for a war with Iran. But A, President Trump has said he doesn't want a war with Iran. And B, Trump has this cool thing called the veto power. So there is no way that between the House and the Senate, with their bipartisan bickering, that the House is going to get what they want. All right. Oh man, I forgot to do that Virginia red flag seizures bill. But you know what? We pretty much covered that good enough. Father beats alleged pedophile. No, we don't need that one. I thought I'd get rid of that. Hold on. So, I think we've covered enough stories covering the gist of what is happening. Everyone's freaking out. Here's another actually big headline. Actually, Iranian regime offers $80 million for President Trump's head. So now we have a bounty on the president's head. That's pretty interesting, pretty incredible. Probably trying to get some dumb Democrat to try to kill him, because they're gonna resist. I'm gonna resist. I am resisting, guys. I'm anti-fascist. We need to screw that guy up. He thinks differently than I do. So let's look at Drudge Report. Iran launches cyber attack on U.S. government websites. We're always ready. Red flag raised at mosque, warning of severe battle to come. Ooh, they put a flag up, guys. I'm scared. They said they'll punish Americans wherever they are. They threatened to attack the White House. How? Their Iranian parliament or Congress or whatever they call themselves, they had a little party where they were saying death to America over and over. Britain must be ready for a looming war. Royal Navy deployed. Could America restart draft? Why would we restart the draft for Iran? People have this delusion that China and Russia are just going to rush to the defense of these regional, dickheads. Yes, they trade with them and stuff, but do you really think Russia would care if Iran fell? No, they don't. Rage builds. Iran eyes 35 targets. Trump has 52 rockets launched. Rockets launched at U.S. troops. So look, if you guys want to bring it, we'll bring it. But I think it has definitely been proven that the time for just pussyfooting around and just letting Iran do what they want is over. Now, do I want war? No. I've been to war. It's not fun being on a two-way range. Actually, I lied. It's a great time. I'm just kidding. No, it's not a great time. No, it's not. We should be trying to de-escalate the situation. But Iran needs to... They're like a petulant, spoiled brat who thinks they can get away with whatever. We're not going to do that anymore. We're done. There's no reason for us to. American Survival Lab says, I tell people to calm down. It's not World War III. The nukes are not going to fly. Quietly orders more iodine tablets. Yes, for those of you who don't know, apparently taking copious amounts of iodine can keep you from glowing when the nukes that are not going to start flying. So here's the thing. We have nukes. Iran does not. Israel has nukes. They're one of our allies. Britain has nukes. Russia does. China does. But why would they come to their aid? Really? If I was China, I'd be like, oh boy, them Americans are screwing up another country again. Let's just wait. And once they get done with the war, we're just going to invest, which is what they've done in Iraq, which is what they've done in Africa. They basically, they let us go fight whatever wars we want, and then they just financially benefit. People are like, oh, well, the Chinese and the Russians and they're allies. Like, look, you want the actual truth. As much trash talk as the U.S. and the Chinese keep doing between each other in this trade war, we're economically bonded together. Welcome to the 21st century where it's a global economy. They're not going to want that. They're not going to want to risk losing their wealth when there's nothing in Iran worth fighting for, which is what the High Desert Pioneer just said, and he's so right. There's nothing there worth fighting for. There's no reason to get their back. They are belligerents. They have just been whiny brats causing instability in the region for decades, longer than I've been alive. No one's going to come to their back except maybe other weak regional powers. Maybe Syria goes, oh yeah, death to America, we're in. We're already over there in Syria anyways. Alright, we'll send some more troops. Bomb some more places. But no, I don't want war. I don't. I hope this doesn't come to it. And the situation may de-escalate. Or Iran may keep pushing. They may keep pushing. People have been talking about the draft a lot. Actually, the Selective Service website actually crashed earlier today because of people going to the website because they think there's going to be this massive draft and this massive war. Look, we haven't had the draft since Vietnam. Yes, in theory it exists, but it's not going to happen. Just chill out, people. And besides, half y'all, look, the military doesn't want you. You're 50 pounds overweight. You can't run 3 miles at all, let alone under, 25 minutes or so. Let's see, what else? I mean, we could just go down the list of reasons why most people are not going to be drafted. Oh, and guess what? All you fat veterans, enjoy that freedom belly, guys. Come on. If we'd be the first ones they call back, but you know what? This spare tire, I call this my freedom tire. You ain't taking me back. But if you do force me back, A, I'm not running, and I'm not shaving. Those two things are non-negotiable. I've already done my time. I've EOS'd, so deal with it. But if you do tell us to come back, if you want to entice us with tobacco products for 18-year-olds, maybe we can work something out. Pay every single debt that I have, and then you can just pay me in booze and tobacco as we go over there. John says, "Hey, now for 10 years the military had me." Man, look, a lot of us, there's quite a few veterans in our little community here. But I don't see us going, we're done. Our days are done. We just get to be old and disgruntled and just laugh. I mean, you can get me a walker, I can head over there. Hey, I got a new problem with my left knee, to where I had this nice burning sensation that just started yesterday. I'm not too worried about it, but I would absolutely love the chance to shoot some machine guns again. Condoning Pacifist says if they want me, they'll have to buy me a new hip, right? You should probably head over to the VA right now. Just go ahead and get that checked out of. I'm a proud crew member of the USS Backyard. Yes. You must have been a Navy man. So in the Marine Corps, I don't know with the Army jokes about it this way, but we joke that we're going to the first Civ Div or the second Civ Div, basically wherever we were going to live again. We basically associate it with our Marine division, but just call it the Civ Div. American Survival Lab says, I tried to get back in. They said, no, we're doing reduction in the force. That was during Obama, of course. Actually, so I left active duty about 6 months early because of the reduction in 2014. Came back from Afghanistan. We were told we were the last combat unit that was going to be deployed there. War was over. And then about 6 months after I got out, guys from Charlie Company within my same unit, my same battalion, went right back over. But I was told, hey, war is over. So I was like, all right, I'm getting out. Now you got this fresh, sexy new war coming, and man, I'm here, I'm bearded, I'm fat, and broke. It's no fun, guys. Getting old sucks. Ozark Emmons says, I have a medical reason, digestive disorder. If they ask me for details, I'll say, give me a chili dog and find out. Did you guys actually know that irritable bowel syndrome actually is one of the fun little things that can happen to people from their time in service? Probably all the garbage food that they fed us, believe it or not. And then you get the cancer from, burning all the poop. And every single one of you would go back tomorrow if you could. Freaking weirdos. All of us. Alright, look. I know today was a little bit different, perhaps a little scatterbrained. That's my fault because I really just didn't prepare, but there was just so much going on. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Actually, it looks like we have 19 people hanging out right now. That's the most we've had since coming back from my long summer break. D-Temp says my retirement was 40 pounds ago. I hear you. All right, guys, look. I'm going to shut this down. We've gone on just under an hour. I want to thank you all again. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And if you haven't smashed that subscribe button for some reason, smash that. Join us. Look, we'll be back next week. Hopefully I'll have some more news for you about the update with what I was telling you about Benghazi. Yes, the 1,000 people, subscribers giveaway is coming. I still got to figure that out, but it's been a rough week, man. Give me time, guys. Full-time worker, grad school, and I do this. You know how it is. Thanks. Love you guys. See you next week. Deuces.